Hello and welcome back. In the last video, we saw the application flow at a very high level. Now let's dig deeper into it. So from Web XML, we have dispatcher servlet configured as our front controller. And then if we go into dispatcher servlet, we see that Tiles has been configured for our view resolver. So let's have a look at how Tiles was configured in this way. So if we go on Google and search for Spring Tiles integration and go to that Tiles documentation page, Apache Tiles org, Tiles Apache org, and here's a Spring MVC link, and we can see that this is the way Tiles can be configured in an application. And we have general.xml as one of the XML files that can be configured, and we have used that over here in this very similar format. So web inf defs folder and then general.xml right here. And then we also need to specify a view resolver. So we have specified the Tiles based URL based view resolver for Tiles over here. So now that is out of the way, let's open general.xml and see what are the contents of this. So in Tiles, let me go back and pull up the Tiles documentation so it can give us a high level idea of what Tiles does. So there is composite view pattern right there. So this is how the Tiles basically works. So you can have certain patterns that you want to create, and then you can specify only portions of those patterns to be filled inside. So for example, this is a regular website template where we have a header, footer, menu, and a body. So you can specify these three into three different files, and then you can insert content of body all the time and keep other three things static if you want to. So this is how Tiles helps us in building a layout. So let's have a look how we have done. So in our case, we have in general.xml, we have number one thing called common file, which is in the classic.jsp. So in layouts, that classic. So in layouts folder, we have these three files: classic, footer, and taglib. So in classic file, if we open, we see that we have some content that is common to all the website, all the pages in the website. And we have footer again that is common to all the pages in the website. And in general, if we see, everything is inheriting from the common template. So there is one common template called common, and then there are other index, courses, students, and teachers that are inheriting from this common template. And if we go back to our documentation, we can see that the structure is called classic layout. Template organizes the page according to this layout, putting each piece in the needed place so that the header goes up, footer goes down, etc. So this is how this classic is organized. So what classic does is it puts everything in place, and it for example, in our case, we have insert attribute footer over here, insert attribute body over here, and the classic.jsp is the one that basically organizes everything. And we are inheriting classic for different pages. So what that lets us do is certain attributes we can pass to a template. So for example, on index, we are passing attribute called title as online courses, and body as this particular JSP page. So if we go back to classic, we can see that there is a title that is getting inserted over here as the string, and then there is a regular format over here, and then there is insert attribute body. So if you go back over here, we see that the body is index.jsp page. So the whole JSP page, which is defined in the index.jsp over here, gets inserted. So index.jsp is getting inserted over there, and in the and then the footer is getting inserted over here. So that's the advantage of using tiles, that we can define all these definitions. We can have inheritance hierarchy also over here. We can insert certain attributes dynamically so that our individual JSP page have more individuality to them. And we can also have certain attributes passed. So what is this current attribute? So for me to explain this, let me quick run our okay. And once it starts up, I want to quick show you one thing to explain the current attribute. Okay, so let's go to localhost 8080 index.html. And you see that when I am on any particular page, that particular tab over here is getting highlighted. So I am on students page or courses page or teachers page. Even if I click from here, it is still highlighting this. So how am I achieving this? So the way to do it is I'm passing a particular attribute as current. The name of that attribute is current, and it is the same name as the current page I'm in. So if I'm in students page, I'm passing students as the current attribute. And then that attribute is being checked over here. So if I am on, so in classic.jsp, we are doing a check that, hey, in the menu bar, if it is index, for index menu bar, then set it as active. And that is something that Navbar from the bootstrap does it for us. So for me to explain that, we'll have to go back to one more thing. And I know we haven't covered bootstrap yet. That will come into one of the next videos, but I just want to show you one quick thing over here. Components, and there is a Navbar. And in Navbar, you can see that there is a nice Navbar provided over here, and this is what we have picked up. So if you want to see which current Navbar is highlighted, it is from here. So if you set any particular line item as active in the Navbar, then it makes it highlighted, and that's what we have achieved over here. So if you want to set this one as active, then this one will get highlighted, and that's coming from the bootstrap. So we are doing a quick check over here, and then we are setting the value of attribute as active based on the parameter current that is passed to the web page, to each web page. So now that is everything about tiles that I wanted to talk about. There is also a tag lib that is attached, so we can include this on every page as well. So we don't have to keep on typing this every time. So we're going to attach the tag libs also in our classic page. So that is it. As usual, if you have any questions, please leave them below. Any comments, leave them below, and I'll have a look at it and I'll answer it to my best. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you into the next video.